Mike?
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna buy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go bio too, actually. While we're
Yo, food shark.
Thank you. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go to back room so I can get a recording of it. So it's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, complete. Jumping over.
alright.
Now notice that you have a curse that you have to cleanse.
Okay, guys, I'm back.
Okay, I'm back to you.
Orchid, if you can do us a favor, could you start explaining the mechanic while I film the back?
Okay, so here we go. 1 second.
Anti, I can give you some Twilight at the end.
Give me some what? Oh, Twilight. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have any volunteers for the backside?
I can do backside. Shade.
I can do back as well. I'd like to learn it.
Okay, well, here we go. Are you guys familiar with the terrain in the backside or not really?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
100%.
I'm running around right now.
Okay, so you're basically going to go choose a side. There's middle, left, and right. For veteran, there will only be 2 runners, preferably.
Two runners.
Yeah, preferably 2 runners. So that means, 1 runner is going to have to go through extra work, or 2 runners will.
And the reason we use 2 runners is to increase our DPS.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think 3 is overkill.
For the most part, normal runs, most people do 3 because it's just more safer that way. But 2 is definitely the way to go for veteran.
Okay.
What's it called? For tanks, do you know what positioning do you need to have the boss at?
I've only really tanked it on normal. It's usually a shit show, so go ahead. Explain it to me how I should be doing it.
That's accurate.
Okay, so main tank, you are going to hold the boss right here, and you are going to rotate him like this. So you're going to stand right here, basically, and the boss will be facing you this way. So DPS will be behind boss. So exactly how, who is that? Wraith and I are? I'm the boss, Wraith is the tank. That's exactly how we're supposed to be, and we are going to be behind the boss, DPSing him from here. Do not touch the pad, because if you touch the pad, you wipe the tank. After a certain percentage, he's going to hop up in the air and rotate to the second pad. Way to know when to rotate is when the pad turns yellow. It is the off-tank's job to taunt the ad that spawns, also known as the Hulk. It's going to be like a big two-handed.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Orchid. I was in the back room recording the back room. I did not see the front room. Could you explain the tank positioning again so I can have it on video, please? Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So, like I said, where Mac is right now, standing, you're going to want to be inside the pad, by the way, like right here. So where Mac is standing, he's going to be there, and the boss is going to be facing Mac like this, or the main tank. DPS will be behind, so outside of the pad, right here, right? We're going to DPS the boss to a certain percentage. He's going to jump up into the air and rotate to this pad. When he does that, he's going to turn around and kind of do a casting formation. But before he does that, it is the tank's job to like aggro the boss in time before he shoots down machine gun. Have you guys ever done ICP?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know the point where Lord Warden throws machine guns at you and you have the option to either block or heavy heal?
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly like that. So that's why the tank needs to make sure the boss is facing him.
So what you want is you want the tank to walk in front of the boss and block all the machine gunning. Is that right?
And
yeah, I will just charge him from here. When he sports, I'll just charge him and I'll appear there. Right? That's the easiest way.
what was that? Okay, you will just charge him.
Yeah, when he sports, I'll just charge him and I'll appear right there. I saw people doing this. Even when he's still up, I will just put right there. And that case, you will always be facing me.
Okay, is shield charge like a gap closer? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's one-handed shield charge.
Okay, then yeah.
Because you can charge, but he's still in the air. In that case, I will be there right when he touches down. It works.
Yeah, that should work. For the most part, it definitely saves up time having to run manually, like right here. So, yeah, shield charging should work. And then you just hold him. And let me see. For the other person who has ran this in normal and said that it's a shit show, you are familiar with meteor phases, right?
Wraith? Are you here,
Yeah,
Wraith?
you want to run in a box, right?
Hang on for a second. Wraith, are you here? Could you please explain to Wraith? Wraith has never seen it, so.
Okay, so DPS, this is mostly like the DPS and the off tank, necessarily speaking. There's going to come a point where there's meteor phases and there's like one AoE phase that everyone needs to pay attention to. Meteor phases, range DPS, and healers need to kite it out of the group. It's just easier that way. One healer will focus on, buffing and healing springs, while the other healer literally just bursts breath of life constantly. And every now and then we'll, throw orbs here and there. like out of the entirety of all of that, one person is going to have an AoE growing underneath them, and they need to step outside of the group and come to the corner like this.
And if I may, when you say one person has AoE, it's when that one person gets cursed and there is a charge that built up inside of them. When the time comes, they will release a bunch of spheres going outwards and will stun anybody in a way. Is that correct?
Yes, and if he stays in the group, he basically wipes the whole entire party.
Alright, so what is it that we have to look out for?
For veteran vMoL, if you have the add-on called Raid Notifier, it will have a thing saying like, oh, there's a energy forming inside you, and you basically need to step out.
Do you remember what the visual cue is? And audio cue?
It's
Don't
I
you
don't
turn
remember.
blue?
Yes, you turn blue, but at the same time, there's like a big circle appearing underneath you, and you have like, I think, 2 seconds to either roll out of the group or walk out of it.
So what happened is, gentlemen, when we're recording this video, later on I'm going to go back, I'm going to edit the video, and I'm going to put a circle on the person who has it, so you guys can all look for the visual cue. I'm sorry, could you please continue?
Main tank will not have to worry about it because, since you will be inside the pad here, it's like a little buff for you. It's what keeps you tanky for Rakat. So as long as you stay in here and no one else touches your pad, you should be fine.
Cool.
Yes, Mock. That's right.
I did mention off tank will be aggroing the hulks that come by every now and then.
Yes, every 2 pads.
Yes, every 2 pads a Hulk will appear. So, for instance, I don't think a Hulk will be appearing here. I'm not too sure. I completely forget, but I know
No,
there's
just
it is when we switch to this one it comes. So it's this one and the other one and then that one.
Okay. So when to pay attention for runners. The center pad right there where Rakat is standing, there'll be, I think, 2, 4, 6 cats forming in the middle. One person, specifically either a tank or off tank or even one of the healers, needs to call out how many cats there are, and the people in the back room need to run through and get rid of those cats.
And just to clarify, Mosh, you will be looking on the center platform.
Yep.
You remember that, so just call it out because you're the raid leader tonight.
Yep, you got it.
And the cats in the center platform correspond to which paths are left, right?
They are corresponding to
Yes.
left, center, and right. You don't know exactly where they're at on the sides, but you can see how many cat is remaining.
Yeah.
So basically, people in the back room can either one, listen to the to the raid leader, calling them to come back, or you actually will get a visual cue. You will say something about the cats being dead. When you hear that, what you want to do is you want to slide off the rock, but you want to make sure you bounce off the rock so you're not taking a lot of fall damage, and you'll be teleported right back to this room.
And before the runners join us in the group, make sure you cleanse yourself with these pads right here.
Is there a preference to which pads we cleanse with, or
Whatever you can reach.
Gotcha.
Everyone can reach it. As soon as you reach us, we need your DPS as soon as possible.
Auntie, can you
That's-
explain that again? Being teleported back into the room?
Here, why don't you follow me to the back room real quick?
All right.
Alright, so let's say if you go ahead and cleanse off, or if you finish with your task, alright? Rather than say jump down into the chasm over there, which you are going to take a lot of fall damage, what you're going to do is you're going to walk off and just bounce off the rock like that, and you'll be teleported back to the main room. Go ahead and test it. Now you should be back in the main room, but you have a curse on you because you're glowing, then you just go to one of the pads and cleanse off.
All right, I got that.
It's the fastest way back to home. The little, what was her name? Cinderella? No, it's not Cinderella. Who was a girl from Kansas?
Dorothy.
Dorothy. All you gotta do is click your, back heel 3 times in your home. It's the same way. You just glide off the rock.
Okay. Now
You're fucking hilarious.
Sorry, Orchid. Go ahead.
for healers, and also DPS, when you reach into 11%, he is going to jump to the center, throw down your executes and any other damage overtones that you have, and do not stop DPSing and do not stop healing, because he does have like a little dramatic scene, kind of like the serpent, where he takes forever to die, but he's already dead. So just, keep on healing, keep on DPSing until you actually see him die.
Sorry about
That's all.
that. Thank you very much, Orchid, for your explanation. We are going to kill this boss, and we're going to be talking about Lunar Transition. I don't want to do a Lunar Transition until we kill him, so please stay put. The gentlemen and ladies, do you have any questions? Alright, let's go ahead and get going.
Check your food again.
Good call.
Now get into the pad and start DPSing him down. Now get behind him.
Warhorn. Rotate.
Hawks up.
OT pickup.
Hawk down. Cats up. Moshi, you have the call?
Yep, you got back room go.
Back, turn around. Other side. Good.
Machine gun.
Warhorn.
You have 2 right, 1 middle, 1 left. You have 1 middle, 1 left, 1 right. You have 1 middle, 1 left. They're sinking. This might be a wipe.
Stay positive.
Yep.
Hawk up.
Rotate.
Yeah, back team, you're good.
OT pickup.
Interrupting Hawk. Just as a side note, if you see red hair coming on Hawk, it's time to interrupt. Otherwise, everybody around him gets stunned. ILT.
Warhorn. Rotate.
Runners.
I'm reviving.
Yeah, back team, go.
MT is down.
OT pickup.
Who's resurrecting?
I
the ILT?
got him. I got him again.
Alright.
Okay. Wait until he leaves out because he wouldn't walk.
Warhorn. You have 2 middle, 1 left. You have 2 middle. Rotate.
We're going
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So right.
This thing was because of the arts in the back.
Yes.
Alright, guys. Give me 1 second. I need to reset my UI. And let's go ahead and resurrect and move back to our original position, please.
Hey, Mac.
Yeah.
Do you mind switching in UBOT and I can MT? I want to practice.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Thank you. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't get to do this very often.
Yeah, because I actually made tanking first time. Everybody's asking me the GPS here. That's why I told you. But I got the point already.
Okay. I want to practice too.
Yeah. Just keep in mind his thing is bigger. You might want to stay outside to position him properly. Otherwise he won't move.
Okay.
Okay, so I will be on a little shift then.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys. Because I actually was looking at this a lot. It was probably a question for Anti and Orchid. I saw on the videos for the AA hard mode and for this fight, off tank is two-handed plate. Like, is it survivable? Because what happens is that that's a two-handed plate is reverse slash and he's damaging both as well.
You're saying with opting to go two-handed?
Yeah, obviously just probably just put some defensive manners on him, and I don't know what he's wearing, but my guess would be advancing Yakeda and a sergeant, and just wiping this guy, and nobody switches to him, and eventually other 50% of those tanks is going to execute in this reverse slice to give damage to boss. Like I was wondering if you've done it like this in your boyfriend's guild. Because it frees up DPS. I do have this set for two-handed tanking. That's why I'm asking. It would be interesting to try.
Onyx, you'll want to go cleanse.
Quick question. So in the back, so when you walk in, the path you see on the left, does that correspond to the cats on the right of Rakat?
No.
Are you in the back room?
I am.
Alright, I'm coming back to you. What are we saying?
So the cats that spawn over here on this left path.
This is left. If I'm calling 2 left, that means there's 2 here.
Okay. I was just clearing that up.
Yeah, 2 middle here, and then if I say 2 right, it's 2 right over here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, one thing you do have to remember, I'm sure you know what the cast looks like, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones doing the praying animations on the
yes,
prayer
ritual,
mat.
the ritual animation, yes.
Yeah. Do you have to be like right on top of the mat when you activate the synergy, or is it?
No.
Do you have some kind of leeway?
You just got to be near the pad. Once you're near the pad, you synergize the pad. It's going to appear, if
Gotcha.
there is one. Like I say, it is a cat that does the ritual. So if you type in the ritual command, you will see the animation I'm doing right now. I'm pumping my arms outwards.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, it's not the bent cats that are dancing around.
Yes, sir. I just want to make sure you're looking at the right ones.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody have any more questions before we start? Then we can start with the lunar transition and a little Q&A session. All right. If not, let's go and do a ready check.
Be sure to check your food and your charges.
Yeah, for those who don't know, there's an add-on called Auto Recharge.
Oh.
Takes care of it for you. Don't have to worry about recharging.
That's nice.
I missed it. Did the ready check come back?
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah, it came back.
Okay. Pulling in 3, 2, 1. Pull. Warhorn. Rotating.
Hawk's up. Echo and Hawk.
I think Mock's picking him up.
I did do that, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take specific at the Hulk. And
Yeah, we Mock and I switched.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
rotating.
Rotate.
Cats
Don't
up.
stand on the pad.
Motion. Cats up.
Alright. Yep, OT, or back team, go.
Race, don't waste your stamina debuffing him. I put mine on him myself.
You have one left, one right, two back.
Left clear.
Yep.
Confirm. Left clear.
Yep. One right, two back.
Warhorn.
You have one right, one back. You have one back. You still have one middle.
Starting to sink.
Yeah.
Coming back. Nope. It's still sinking.
Yeah, I need one middle.
Rotate.
Middle done.
Rotate.
Hawk's up. Aggroing.
Should add.
For good practice, if you get the expanding AoE on you, try to move towards the corner and have
Interrupting.
it explode there.
Hawk interrupted.
Rotate.
Cats up.
Back team, go. Meteor phase.
On the veteran, can you survive staying in meteor while you're blocking? Or you
Left
just-
done.
Yep, left side's done. You have two right and two middle. You have one right, two middle. Still have two right, one middle.
Warhorn.
One right, one middle. One right, that's it.
Clear.
Clear. Come back. Warhorn.
Rotate.
Hawk's up. Hawk aggro. Interrupting Hawk.
Alright, guys. Execute phase.
No. Get in the middle.
Nice job.
Well done.
Alright, guys. Don't go yet. We are going to go into our next phase real quick. Alright. Let's talk about the lunar transition real quick. I will let people deal with their loots real quick. Work it.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to help us with lunar transition?
Lunar transition.
Lunar transition is whenever that you don't have enough DPS, that the boss take the flight to the sky, and all the pets lights up.
Okay.
You
So
know what I'm
we're-
talking about?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
And I will use any excuse so I can hear you more.
Okay. So, let's see. For lunar transition, basically you're going to go ahead and it's basically going back from pad 1 to pad 2. So, I'm assuming this right here will be pad 1 right here.
Actually, if you don't mind, I like to use this one for pad number 1 because this is the pad that always lights up first.
Okay, so then we'll do
Alright.
that one here. So pad 1 will be this one. And then you basically have to call out, let's see. I am trying to remember off the top of my head here.
Do you mind if I help you facilitate a little bit? Alright, gentlemen, if you guys can do me a favor, I want everybody in the center, right here where the shard is. Everybody in the dead center where the shard is, thank you. Now the healer and the tanks are gonna stay put. All the DPS, I want you guys to go out and take one of the pets. All DPS, go claim a pet on your own, please. Now, what a lunar transition is when you don't have enough DPS, the boss is actually taking the flight. And you should have, let me see. Alright, so it looks like I take pet number 1. Now, we are going to divide this up. And so if you draw a straight line from pet number 1, going straight down to the pet back here, you basically break the whole room into half rooms. So what I want is I want one healer where my shard stands. Oops, I'm sorry. One healer over here. And another healer over on this side. So you guys can heal the people on your corresponding side. You have 2 tanks. And you will notice that you will have the mage or the sun eaters. Tanks are responsible for synergizing on the sun eaters. Every time you synergize, you will basically knock down the sun eaters. Actually, you know what? I should not be talking about this. I'm sorry. Orchid, would you please take it away?
Okay, so lunar transition phase. This is how I want you guys to remember it. One healer. So depending who you have as healer, well, this one right here is correct. So healer 1 right here. Healer 2 will be right here, where I'm jumping. Main tank right here. And off tank right here, obviously. Good job. DPSs are going to go on these pads right here. And technically, I believe you're just going to go ahead and synergize the orbs that appear within each pad. And basically what happens is you're going to, let's see. Normally, you want to have at least 2 of the pads close to the edge, because in case of one person dies, the other person can just switch to the different pad automatically and take care of it. So you guys need to call out who is going to be that one person who has to do the extra work. Let's see. Are you familiar with it at all? Or do I have to explain it all?
So what exactly will be happening during the lunar transition phase?
So what happened is at lunar transition, the boss is going to be airborne. And once airborne, he is going to pump out a lot of AoE damage. So what win are is all the DPS is going to be on the pad. Win each are going to solo an ad. There are 2 types of ads, if you guys notice already. They are the Sun Eaters, and they're also the Hawks. The Hawks is not really my primary concern. My primary concern is the Sun Eaters, and let me explain why in a bit. Basically, what I want the tank to do is the tank will be responsible for synergizing on the Sun Eater. Each time they synergize on the Sun Eater health will be reduced by 25%. So we want to get rid of all the Sun Eater first, while the healer keep the rest of you guys alive. Now, once the lunar transition is over, the whole cycle repeats again. This is when everybody is going to go back to this #1 pet here. So that way we will repeat the fight just like previously. Now, any ads that is left unkilled will remain in the fight. And if you guys remember what happened with the Sun Eater, is that Sun Eater pushes out a lot of damage. And another thing also is they are ranged DPS. So when the whole fight starts all over again, the center pet is going to be black, and if we run towards pet #1, the Sun Eater sometimes will conjugate in the center. If they're conjugate in the center, we cannot DPS them at all. So we are going to take a lot of damage from the Sun Eaters. That's why I want to get rid of them as priority. Once we get rid of them as priority, all the Hawk are melee, and they will come to us, and that's where we burn them down. Let's go back to the section about the OT and the EMT tanking. I was a little bit confused. I didn't quite get it. Could you repeat what you were saying again, please, Orchid?
As to why I have them there? Or what did you mean?
You were describing about the MT and OT responsibility. You were describing a meteorite phase, right?
Oh, that was you're talking about earlier, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so earlier, if you noticed all of those meteors that were occurring when we were fighting the boss, respectively, you're supposed to have the range DPS kited away, and also the off tank as well.
This is when you see when one person has a focus, and basically there'll be AOE keep on tracking them. Is that the one you were referring to, the meteorite?
Yes, that was the one I was talking about.
I was actually getting quite a bit of that, so I'm going to record that on. Well, actually, I already had it on the video, so I will go ahead and point that out for the people who's missing the mechanic. One thing I didn't quite get on the film is where the little bubbles that stuns people. I'm sure I can conjure up from other rounds. First of all, I'd like to express my thank you to WoW Orchid. You have been fantastic in explaining the mechanics to us. I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate every single one of you guys to come out and help us out today. We're gonna have a little Q&A section right now. If you have any question, please direct it at our Rayleader assistant today, the beautiful, talented WoW Orchid. Come on, guys. This is the time you get her to talk so I can enjoy her voice.
I will express my gratitude in private meeting.
Thanks, Orchid.
Hey, so I noticed that there was the little balls that were attaching themselves to me.
Yes. With those, you can either roll dodge to any corner, and they should go away, and hop on to another person.
You just have to get enough distance between you and the ball, and it'll break the chain.
Does it, like, do damage over time?
No, it's a tether. It basically just takes away your resources.
Okay.
So the sooner you break the chain, the better it is for you and your party. Any other questions?
I was also looking up, there's like one of those big blue balls. Is that only on hard mode, or is that just specifically on vet?
The big blue balls. Mm,
No, we had a couple of those. That's the ones that blow up. If you stay in the raid group, it'll blow them all up.
Yeah, and those we want to like take out to the side of the wall or the corner or the back of the room.
You hear that mechanic like with the magic detonation.
Oh, okay.
Alright, if there is nothing else, I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight. And Wraith is going to host another VHRC round. If you're interested, feel free to join. And if there's enough people present, I will explain the veteran hard mode mechanic and put it on video if possible. If not, we'll do it on tomorrow night. Orchid, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, now we'll stop recording.